Hey, it's Dawn with Dawn Potter Photography. Thanks for joining me today. I am going to be showing you how I would edit this baby from start to finish. We are in Lightroom now, and this is where I do all of my culling. I am showing you the before and after. On the left is the image straight out of camera. On the right is the image after a preset has been applied. I am using Buffalo Baby Photography's presets for Photoshop, for Lightroom on this particular baby. You're not seeing the slider on the right because I have hidden the actual adjustments, but I just want you to see where I'm starting before I go on to edit. I'm going to do as little talking as possible to keep the time on the edit as low as possible. So if you have any questions, feel free to post them here. Okay, so in Photoshop, I'm going to use also Buffalo Baby's actions here to edit for her redness and color adjustment, and I'm going to do some skin editing as well. But I always start with color adjustment because I find that it's a lot easier to make those skin imperfection edits when you've corrected the color first. So I will generally run through actions and then go in and reduce opacity after I have painted on. And as you can see, if you're following along, I'm adjusting my brush opacity while I am working with these as well. Another action set that I really like is one by Kelly Brown. This is one of the first newborn sets that I actually had and started working with, and there are a few actions within her set that I really like for editing on color correction. And then another one that I really like is from from Totally Rad. It's called Pro Retouch. I apologize that my voice has gone out. I've actually tried recording this editing video like 3 times, and they are just ridiculously long. So I keep going back and re-recording, and I think I'm losing my voice a little bit every time I do it. So right now I am applying Deep Blush just to even out the skin tone a little bit. There's before and after. And then I'm going to go up here and I'm going to use Jess's baby lotion. This is Buffalo Baby again. And as you can see, it takes out those newborn flakes pretty well. It's one of my favorites for editing challenging skin. Over here, I'm going to reduce the opacity a little bit. I'm using my spot healing brush to go in and finish this off. Then I'm going to do another redness remover. Okay. Back down to Totally Rad. I like Skin Foundation. I'm going to apply that at 50%. I'm going to go in and clean up the flakiness on her arm over here. Her whole body was pretty flaky, and typically I shoot wide open and don't have any issues with skin flaking on the body. I wouldn't say I don't have any issues, it's just usually not this severe, and I typically don't edit it out. I feel like it's usually not as distracting as it is when it's on the face. So I really only worry about stuff that's on the face for that reason. But in this case, it's pretty obvious that she had those flakes there, and I don't want it to be the focus of the photo. So I'm just cleaning it up a little bit here using the patch tool, grabbing the part that I want to remove and dragging it to a part that works. I'll show you the before and after. Normally I'll bring down the opacity on anything I've done a little bit, and then I'm going to go over that with the skin foundation from Totally Rad. I am applying really strong at 100% just to smooth everything out. Okay, so we do need to fix this back here. I'm going to crop it a little bit. I keep my ratio typically, and we're just gonna, for the sake of ease, I'm gonna paint this in the back here. I'm gonna go over it a little bit and take it off of her. Okay. Looks like this might be banding a little bit. What I mean by banding is you can see those little sweepy lines that are in there. That's banding. It's when you have color and light that kind of go on a little bit unevenly, and it creates this ripple effect in your image. And there are banding removers. Kelly Brown actually has one. It's my go-to whenever I have to use a banding remover. It adds noise to the image, and then it adds blur. You paint it on in 2 steps. I just did it at 30% for my brush, and then, oh, it didn't follow all the way through. Okay, let's try that again. Remove banding. Okay, so here we are at 30%. Remove that and then hit play again. And now we're going to blur it also at 30%. And that just helps a little bit cover that up. So I'm going to zoom out and zoom back in. And then if you ever want to add a pop of brightness to the image, you can come in with curves and you can bump your curves up right in the center there. That adds a pop of brightness. You can also do it using levels. You can come in and do a little bit of an adjustment this way. That's typically what I would do. Take it off the image globally and then paint it onto the skin, or you can apply it globally. I mean, you guys, there's just a million things that you can do. And this is kind of how I would finish off my edit, and then probably go back and just add a tiny bit of blush in those cheeks. Bring this down. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, if I zoom in on her skin, you can still see the texture in there. I have removed the acne, I have removed the redness, but I didn't want to make her look like a plastic baby. So this is pretty much where I would end, and I am going to save this photo. I'm going to go back over to Lightroom here, and I am going to show you the, let's go. Here is where we started, and here is where we ended. So went from that to that, from here to here. This is the straight out of camera. Here is the image edited with the preset. And then here is the final image for you guys. Thanks for watching.